time to write a thank you letter to the people who have contributed to us. We're going to run a special query on that one. Right under the Contribution Pledges branch, there's an item that says Thank You Letter Contributions. It's a special query panel that delivers or that immediately executes a query that says, who is not yet marked with a thank you letter? So it executes the query for me. If I need to filter it on other items up here, you can certainly go through these tabs up here and filter the list down to a smaller number of people that you may want to thank. It might be for people who gave non-monetary, or it might be that you've got letters for corporations which are different than letters for your individuals. On the bottom of the screen, I'm going to click the letter button, and I'm going to begin by inserting a template. And in my case, I've got one preset here, which is this Pandemonium Thank You. And you'll see some merge fields. Those merge fields come from up top here, where I can select from a variety of columns from within the database. These are being added to periodically, so these may change from the video as you see them. But I've got first name, last name that came from this list. First name, and there's last name. I'm also using a nickname whenever it's available. Down here, there's the amount of the contribution and the date. When I click Print and Preview, it'll bring me up a letter. There's Janine for $500 on December 20th. Next one is David Jones for $50 on December 21st. Dear Honey, which was our Letitia Adams. Her nickname was Honey, and it's $100 on December 22nd. Margaret, her nickname is Catherine. And Dear Susan, and so on. Now it might be that if I needed to make any edits to these prior to sending them off, for instance, I may have noticed an error in there. So let's say I edit with merges instead. If I click this and do a preview, it'll bring up a slightly different looking page. They're all run together. I can scroll down and make changes within this document. So where I had the Margaret here, maybe that was supposed to be Maggie as her actual nickname. Now I can choose to print, and when I scroll through and take a look at Margaret's, there she is at Maggie. I can send this off to my printer by clicking the print button here. And they've just been sent to my printer. If I'd like to do an envelope, I'll go back to my letter. I'll do an insert template. I'll do a number 10 envelope. I will change the names in here, or I'm sorry, I'm going to change the settings on this to landscape. I'm going to select my envelope number 10, and I'm going to put 0.25 margins here, so that when I do a preview, this is what my letters look like. My envelopes. Once everyone is thanked, I return back to my list and I click the Sent button. Now you can't quite see that right now because my screen, I've got it squeezed down, but there's a button that says Set the Thank You Sent to True. If that's covered up, you can do it from the File menu up here as well. Set Thank You Sent. And when I do that, this column is going to have all check marks populated in it, and they do. When I click OK, it's complete. If I click Search to refresh this query, which is looking for people who have not been thanked, when I do that, the list comes back empty. Everybody has been thanked.